Look around you, my friends, and see what there is to see. There's the world. Right. Oceans, rivers, mountains, plains, all there before we arrived on the scene. And there are things. That's where we come in. You and I, workers. Axles, zithers, huge, tiny. The works. Books and beans, diapers and dinner gowns, stoops and skyscrapers, watts and kilowatts, tall, small, soft, hard. Hard enough to smash the plans Germany and Japan drew up for our future. Lots of our folks joined us, old hands from out of retirement and newcomers. Machines aren't snobs. You become friends fast. Day in, day out, all around the clock, we produced so much of the heavy stuff that even we were surprised. The nation was grateful, and E for excellence flags flew everywhere for us. But when it came to living costs, we took it on the chin. Wages were kept down to a 15% increase. Living costs rose 45%. You didn't need fancy statistics to tell you that. You could tell by what a 5-spot got you at the grocer's. But there was important business on hand that couldn't wait. Hitler and Hirohito. Meanwhile, we would try to get by putting in overtime. All we could take. The week grew longer and longer. It seemed never to end. But at least you could manage. Then, suddenly, it was over. Over sooner than anyone had dared hope. Like the rest of us, I blew my top too. I'll never forget VJ Day as long as I live. And I'll never forget the day after either. Almost overnight, take-home pay shrank from 30 to 50%. How could we manage now? From our ranks rose one common cry: defeat the cut. We waited. We pled. We negotiated and renegotiated. We cooled off until we were frostbitten. I suppose the $52 billion the companies stored up during the war made them indifferent to the spot we were in. Finally, it became terribly clear. There was nothing left to do but go out on strike, and strike we did. Just about the biggest, deepest, up and down, wide and across strike America ever saw.
They lined the streets to watch a quiet parade. A woman and child, they walked along as Daddy carried a sign.
We've got a slogan down here. The longer the picket line, the shorter the strike.
They're marching for you, brother, they're marching for me. They're marching for you, brother.
Never before have we been so united. Never before spirit so high.
I gazed at the quiet crowd passing over the hill. Down behind the factory walls, the wheels lay ghostly and still. as I wandered and I wandered on.
We're all here. Communications, steel, coal, oil, auto, electric and radio, maritime, clothing workers, packing house, building trades, textile. All here. Common problems, common action. It's simple. You've got to eat. Even Western Union can't teletype you out of that.
My hands would build in a land where all men are free. But now I find my land's not mine.
Item, one coat donated by local merchant. It made all the boys a little warmer.
Live in squalor and hear his children cry.
But picketing is no bed of roses. The weeks dragged on. The newspapers watched us like hawks, looking for signs of a crack-up. They didn't have much to report along those lines. The plants were shut tighter than a bullseye in fly time. We didn't shut them. The owners did. But they didn't seem to mind. Could it be because the government guaranteed them their pre-war profits, come hell or high water? That didn't make things easier for us. But we never expected it to be easy. If you want to learn what makes a strike tick on time, the best place to find out is at headquarters. The men are showing up fine. That's because the union's their baby. You've got a chance with a union. Men and women banded together for bargaining power, a voice, a say in the rules and conditions of the working day. That's democracy in action. Unions. When I see the pileup of things they have to do here, I'm glad I'm on outside duty. You've got to be on your toes to handle last-minute developments. You've got to make a little go a long way. Things you take for granted, especially if you don't have to sweat them out yourself, all adding up to this. That picket line must be on the job day in, day out. As the strike moved on, certain things became clearer. We weren't fighting just to maintain living standards. We were fighting for the very existence of the unions themselves. The good old days. That's what the big boys wanted to bring back. The dark days before they wrote union into the law books. Those days when Pinkerton and his strikebreakers were considered respectable citizens and got invited to the best houses. The old-timers have good memories. There are some things you never forget. We came by our unions the hard way. We were sure of one thing. We were going to hold on to them. We'd had our fill of the good old days and the good old ways. What does it feel like to be on strike? You try to make believe things are just the same. You make with the laughs. Nothing's changed. Just like always. The wife can put on a good show, too. Outfits like the National Association of Manufacturers spend millions every year to convince the people that unions like strikes, that they go out at the drop of a handkerchief. They say lots of things. One of the ways NAM enjoyed spending money the most was trying to turn the veterans against us. But it was a poor investment. Because when the boys got back, they saw for themselves. Exactly where were those fat paychecks we were supposed to be getting while they lay in the foxholes? Who was getting them? This time, the corporations had miscalculated. The boys joined up with us. It had worked after the First World War, but not this time. Times had changed. The way people responded to our appeals convinced us. We were no longer alone in our communities. They pitched in to help.
That's the only way to keep from being pushed around.
We got to all get together. We got to all get together. All your hard-working people surely got to organize.
Gonna tell the grocer in the grocery store, if I don't get a raise, I can't buy groceries no more.
One-man hash houses, roadside diners, cafeterias, restaurants. In some towns, all the eating places were turned over to us. Our credit was good.
Gonna tell the mayor in the city hall, if I starve to death, I can't vote for him next fall.
We got to all get together. We got to all get together. All your hard-working people surely got to organize.
Gonna go to the preacher and ask him if it's worth a little
Of course, brother unions came through with food and financial support. That was running true to form. What surprised us most was the new places the canned goods were coming from. Lodges and citizenship groups of all kinds, religious societies, shipments from colleges. It fed us in more ways than one.
We got to all get together. All your hard-working people surely got to organize.
Gonna tell the grocer in the grocery store, if I don't get a raise, I can't buy groceries no more.
We got to all get together. We got to all get together. All your hard
Why did the community support us? I don't know all the answers. This I do know. Most of the community realized that in some way we were carrying the ball for them too. The opinions we polled convinced us. Of course, everybody wasn't 100% for us.
Madam, as a housewife, what is your opinion of the current strike situation?
Well, I don't know much about the strikes except what I read in the paper. Seems to me the unions are pretty strong. They don't pay much attention to what happens to us, the public, I mean. Well, things are getting high. I mean, they've been getting high right along, even before the strike. Dollar doesn't buy you much nowadays. Well, maybe they are fighting against inflation. I don't know. Maybe we ought to root for them.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm against the strikes. I'm against unions. I think they're run by a bunch of racketeers.
These people are trying to tell us how to run our business. They are killing the goose that lays the golden egg. Labor is driving business out of existence.
The way I figure it, we're all in this together. The bigger the paycheck, the more groceries I sell. And the quicker they get their raises, it'll be better for all us dealers.
The way I see it is the prices I get and the factory paychecks, they're kind of like a team of horses hooked up to the same plow, you know?
I see.
You all got to pull together to get the day's work done. And we all got families, and we all want to raise them decent, don't we? I remember the last time. There was lots of good crops all around, and people was going hungry. I don't know. You know, They was even killing meat in the lime pits then. The big boys, they wanted to keep the prices up. They ain't afraid of no depression.
It may seem strange, but there used to be people who claimed depressions were good for us, beneficial. You got fresh air and exercise, lots of leisure time for thought. Opportunities for men of initiative, a great time for bargains, cheap. Pick up anything from a pair of gloves to a railroad. Somehow these gentlemen never convinced us. Back in '33, people had a different idea. They called it the New Deal, and they found men to make it real. Well, it seems the people didn't lose that spirit, because with their help, we won our strike. But the fight wasn't over yet. We knew our fight had just begun.
As the chairman says, it was a victory, even a great one. It didn't come easy, it never does. So I say, let's not lose it. Losing, that does come easy. You just have to look around to see what's happening. The fight is shaping up all over again. It never really stopped, not for a single second.
That brother's right. We got things to say, let's say them before it's too late. We want to strike, that's good. But look what they're trying to do now. Look at these big shot lobby boys in Washington. They're trying to kill the OPA. They're trying to bust our unions. They're trying to take away every advantage we've... If we're for it, they're against it. You know what it means if they get away with this? It means that our whole strike didn't mean a thing. Our work's just started.
Now we've got to go ahead. And the stakes are high. Security for all of us. And peace. And everything that connects up with it, like no depression. And a chance for people to live decently without having to worry about better housing and medical care or anything else that goes to make life more decent for all of us. And I say we'll get that when every worker is a union man. We're millions now. We need millions more. Unions all over this country. Unions in places where there weren't any before. And for this, we need every bit of strength that's in us. I say, sure, let's be forewarned. But let's get going.